I do have so there's a I call this message game. There's a line that I would use called the free things line where I would test for her blueprint in terms of what kind of date she would like to go on.
Mm.
So the line basically is, and there are various variations, but what are free things you would love to do for a first date? And then the basic way it works is she tells me those free things that are probably her ideal date. And then I just go with one of those, or if they're too impractical, I'll just do whatever I want to do that makes sense. So what are your thoughts on that and how you construct and choose your own date
Mm.
ideas?
Yeah, I don't ever ask a woman what she wants to do. I just tell her what we're gonna do. And so part of the process of me vetting her and testing her to see even if she's a woman that I want to even deal with is she going along with what I say without any friction or resistance. So if I say, hey, listen, Friday night, let's go get drinks at this place. If she's like, oh, but actually, I don't really drink, or actually, it'll be better if we went to dinner because any of that
Yeah.
type of stuff, I'm not dealing with you. You understand what I'm saying? So remember, when we talk about even identity, it's game is about doing things on your terms. So if it's my terms, I ain't asking you about shit. I'm not asking you for your input. Now, once she becomes my girlfriend, wife, or somebody significant in my life, right? Then we can actually, have a conversation about that. You feel what I'm saying? Of, oh, we're, let's go here tonight, or hey, let's try this and that, and she can do all that back and forth. But first, I got to see, is this woman gonna follow my lead now? I need to see from the jump, can you follow me and can you listen to me and can you go in the direction I'm going in? And are you coachable long term? And then but you find that out all at the beginning. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, the truth is, at the end of the day, that we always try to put guys in environments to feel comfortable in. That's what we always call it. I call it a sound check because one thing I always say, Game Global, the thing you learn about people that actually have game is that they'll teach you new things that you never heard before. So I talk about sound checks. I always want to always tell guys, go to the places that you always go to just be in a comfortable environment, but never sway on what a woman. I don't take a woman out to eat or anything like that. I rather either go to a place called Lake Spread Your Ass Cheeks, or I'll go to a place where we'll feed the ducks. We'll go for coffee, tea, or ice cream or something like that. But I will never do anything outside of that. And the crazy thing about what people don't understand is women love to go anywhere you want to go because they want to go with you. It's not about the place, it's about the person going to the place. And I think that's where a lot of people get it all wrong. They assume that I've got to impress a fucking woman by slaying a dragon or a minotaur or some stupid shit like that. But no, what we're saying is that it's all about me. This is where we're going to go. This is what we're going to do. And you got every right to say no. And I've got every right to say next.
Hmm. Yeah, the thing is, I talked to a guy the other day that said that he rented a Lamborghini to pick up a girl to go on a date. He rented out a suit and and he took her to like the fanciest restaurant in
Oh,
Miami.
fuck.
Mm.
And the thing is too is like, what kind of picture do you think that's painting? Right? Like
Right.
every day does he have to pretend to be like James Bond 007 rolling up in a Lamborghini, right? It's like, yeah, the whole sound check thing, right? Where it's like, okay, you know what? It's a feel out session, right? It's like, okay, do I even want to invest my time into getting to know this girl further, right? So
Mm.
it's like, yeah, bring her along for the ride. For one thing that I like to do is I like to go on scenic walks. I like to go out in nature, and it's like, hey, grab a coffee, go for a walk with the girl. I don't like to do dinner dates. I don't think the idea of watching her stuff her face is sexy. I
Mm.
don't want to be sitting there holding in farts while I'm at the dinner table with her picking food out of my teeth. I think that going to dinner dates is the worst thing you could do. And it's like, I don't eat food around girls I don't know that well. And it's also an investment of time, right? Like, the, what if you're sitting there 20 minutes into the date? It's like, you already know that you can't stand the girl. And it's like, okay, you still got to wait for the main course to come. Like, you
Right.
know,
That's a
anytime you
fair
can have
point.
an
Oh, yeah.
easy out, an easy, like, okay, I got to get going. That's it.
Yeah, this goes back to the consistency thing, and inconsistency. So I hire out a Lamborghini, rent out a suit, and then the next day I don't have a fucking Lamborghini. So you're setting yourself up to be a fucking idiot.
Mm.
Yeah, how long are you
Basically.
going to keep that charade up for?
Right.
It's just completely dumb. And like I was you might hate this, but I like to go on Reddit. I don't like to go on Reddit, but I go on Reddit sometimes and see the horrible fucking advice on there. And there were guys asking on these pickup subreddits, which are always cringe as hell. It's Reddit after all, so it's the worst of the worst. Um, basement dwellers. And there's this guy asking, should I get a gold watch and that kind of thing. Is that going to get you laid? Like 10 years ago, I used to wear two watches more than 10 years ago. And one was some cheap ass Chinese digital thing that would light up when you press the button. And the other was like a military thing. It has free dials, time, temperature, and the what do you call it? The which way is north.
Question to ask yourself, like
There we
if you're
go.
thinking if you're
Yeah.
thinking about buying a watch or buying or renting out a Lamborghini, it's like or buying a car, even whatever it is, it's like, are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it to try to impress other people? You know, if you actually like watches, then yeah, do it for yourself, right? Buy the watch, buy the fancy. But if you're like, okay, well, do you think she'll like
Yeah,
that gold watch? Should I buy that gold watch just for her?
that's
It's like,
exactly the point I was making in my response to this particular post. Like I have Viking armor. That is my personality. Part of my DNA comes from Sweden, Norway, and so on. So it's somewhat unique to me. I wasn't there 1,000 years ago. But this is modeled after a real find from Gotland, Sweden. That's 1,000 years old. This is made of silver. This will fucking die with me. I will never take this off
nice.
until after I'm dead. Someone else will take it off. It'll go to my kids. But it's unique to me. It is my identity. It's tied to that. And these were the things I was saying. I don't wear any watch. I don't give a shit about that kind of thing. But the gold watch, people go for that, or the Gucci belt and whatever. They buy into that kind of fashion of what other people are into because it's the popular thing. I was always anti whatever everyone else was doing. So if you look at like photos of me from many years ago, you'll see I'm wearing the same shit now that I was always fucking wearing. White shirt, blue jeans, my kind of shit.
So
Stuff
look,
that's unique to me and non-branded. Like technically this is a brand, but it's a local one, so it's
nice.
different. But that comes back into identity. It's localized to me. I'm not wearing a, let's say, New York Yankees hat or whatever, unless I'm from New York. That would make a lot of sense, and I get that it's popular. But yeah, that's just
And
my little take on it.
And to
And
add on to that too, it's like there's a lot of guys who, let's say in that particular example, right? They have the bracelet, they dress like how you normally dress, and then we're chilling, we're talking like this, and the next thing you know, it's like okay, now that guy has to go and hide his bracelet. He has to go and hide the ring or the white shirt because now he's trying to impress. He's in impressor mode, and a lot of guys will do that, right? I've even heard I hear it all the time. It's like guys that I know who are really into particular TV shows or music, it's like a girl says she doesn't like that music, right? Like let's say he's the number one Drake fan. All he can talk about is Drake music, how he listens to Drake all the time, and the girl will be like, "Oh, I can't stand Drake." And then the guy will be like, "Yeah, me too. Drake is, oh, I don't like his music." It's like, what do you man, look at your friggin' Spotify. That's all you listen to, but you're trying to bend the rules. You're trying to like pretend to
it's like the guys who on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever kind of platform, they set their profile picture to the guy from Peaky Blinders or to uh who you said Drake. They want to be Drake because they
Mhm.
lack their own identity. They want to be the guy from Peaky Blinders
hmm,
or the Joker, for example. I can't remember the guy's name, but the most recent Joker.
Joaquin
Yeah,
Phoenix or whatever.
Joaquin
Right.
Yeah,
Phoenix. They set the
Joaquin Phoenix.
profile picture to that because oh yeah, Sigma male. I'm a Sigma male, so I'm gonna set my profile to identify as this person who is not me because it's a movie that I really like. No,
Mhm.
make your profile about yourself. It is your fucking profile. We
And
don't give
that's
a
why they
fuck
have trouble
what it's
attracting
about.
women because they don't even like who they are. They're like, they're not even showing themselves. So they're like, oh, I want to be this other person. So why would the woman want to be with you? Why would she want to, engage with you when you don't even want to be you? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even want to be around you
Hmm.
or think about yourself in a certain way. So why would the girl want to? And that's the thing that a lot of these guys don't get. They're so surface level. They're like, well, girls don't like me because I'm not 6 foot and I'm not a Chad. No, they don't like you because you hate yourself. That's why they don't like you. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy.
if I was short, I'm 6'2", by the way, for anyone watching. And of course, there are guys every once in a while who's like,
Oh,
you
you're
get
six foot
women
two.
because
You're
you're
getting
six
all
foot
the women,
two.
Ice White, because
You know
you're a
what?
tall Chad. You're
Oh
getting all the
man,
women.
here's my game. I just stand in the middle of Times Square and I just stand there and wait for women to put their vaginas on me. That's how it
Exactly.
works. Okay, they see, oh look, a white guy who's 6'2" in Manhattan. He must be able to climb a skyscraper or some shit. Let me just put my vagina on his penis quickly. And yeah, that's how I get laid, of course. That's my game. No, that's not how it works. If I was short, I'm not short, so you can ignore my fucking advice if you want to. Whatever. If I was short, what looks better? A guy who is 6'2", like me, who's with a woman that you would say is hot, or a short guy who is with the woman you would say is hot? Who looks better? The guy you can't believe can do it, or the guy who's like, oh yeah, whatever. You won't notice me necessarily unless I make something more attention seeking. There's a more attention seeking factor to it. But if you see a short guy with a woman who's taller than him, she's wearing 8-inch high heels, she's sexy as shit, you're gonna notice that fucking guy and you're gonna be like, damn, that's a cool fucking guy right there. That is your you might not like this word, Steve, but that is your social proof, if anything. That's just my point. That's why I say if you're short, you should turn the fucking table upside down and say your weakness should actually be your superpower. If you have a weakness and you can find a way to turn that upside down and benefit you, that is actually not a weakness, it's a superpower. Because you're the disabled guy in a wheelchair getting women. That's an extreme example. Uh, you got a fucking game, man. That's all I can say.